14:37 before tip-off. 14:37 before tip-off. Before tip-off. 14:37 before tip-off. 14:37 before tip-off. $9:45 to go before tip-off. $9:45 to go before tip-off. $9:45 to go before tip-off. 9:34, 9:31 before tip-off. Mic check. This is a mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. On the first Saturday afternoon in February, we welcome you into the Moore Fitness Center for NAIA basketball. It's Bluefield College and Columbia International in an Appalachian Athletic Conference showdown with just 5 games remaining in the regular season. Hello, everyone. Kay Crenshaw, Jeff McElwain, and Kendall Smith with you live from Columbia as we get ready for what should be a very entertaining game. And Jeff, for CIU, they're going to be looking to get back into the win column after losing to Tennessee Wesleyan on Tuesday in a game where Tony Stockman's squad struggled from the field.
Yeah, in that game they only shot 38%, way lower than what they usually shoot, but look for them to get back on track tonight. Hopefully look to attack more on the inside, and that'll lead to open shots on the outside. The
10-4 Columbia International Rams matching up with the 6-10 Bluefield College Rams. So butting horns, if you will, head-to-head here in Columbia this evening. Taking a look at your starting lineup first for Bluefield College. You're going to see point guard Jeremiah Jenkins, a senior from Norfolk, Virginia. He comes into this game averaging 18 points, but the last time these two squads met, he posted 23 points on the board. Moving on down the starting lineup for Bluefield College, Brandon Shields, as well as Volante Carroll, Wilclev Sinatus, the Haiti native, as well as Omega Stitt and Trent Dunn. On the other side of things for Columbia International, Brandon Doss, the talented junior guard, steps on the floor to start out things for Columbia International along with Darian Oates and the talented trio, Skylar McKinney, Corey Benton, and Elijah Spalding rounding out the starting lineup for your Columbia International Rams. Just moments away from tip-off here, Jeff. What do the Rams have to do to get control of this one early and maintain that throughout?
Well, it's simple. The Rams need to be able to defend and guard their yard. They've got a smaller team out there, so look for them to try to battle on the inside and get easy baskets with Elijah Spalding, who's been playing very, very well lately.
Spalding steps into the center circle for Columbia International. He'll stand across from Volante Carroll for tip-off. Carroll comes down with the tip-off, and Bluefield College will get this one underway first as we are underway in the 20-minute first half. Working their way left side now is Bluefield College. Jenkins works left side, tries going back right. He's trapped at the top of the key. Works left side now into the left post inside to Carroll. Throws a shot up, trying to draw the foul there from McKinney. Instead, it'll fall out of bounds, and the CIU offense now gets their first chance at it. Doss inside to Spalding. Too strong off the back glass. Now in transition is Bluefield. Dunn standing on the left wing, defended by Benton. Gets a screen. Now inside the paint, kicks it right corner. Mid-range jumper from Braden Shields. Rattles out as Benton will come down with the board. A minute gone by in this scoreless affair. Benton drives in the paint. Runner himself got it with the right hand. Corey Benton, the AAC's leading scorer with his first buckets of the game. We have our first points on the board. Three-point shot now from Stitt off the mark. Carroll tried to save it in the far corner. It's just going to be out of his reach, and it'll be CIU basketball on the far baseline. But it looks like Bluefield College may be applying a slight version of an early press here.
Yeah, they want to slow CIU down, get them out of their rhythm. But CIU there quickly beats the trap and is able to get the ball to the front court.
Benton pulls up from the top of the key. That would have been a long two. It's off the mark. Last touch by Volante Carroll and Bluefield. So it'll be Rams basketball underneath their own basket. Jeff, where do you go to here? Do you go to Spalding, who has the size advantage on the inside?
Yeah, and this look, I would either go inside, try to get an easy layup, or set a stagger screen for Corey Benton coming off of it, shooting a jumper.
The inbounds will, in fact, go to Spalding, but it's on the outside, and he's going to ditch
Benton
off to Ross.
Possibly get it in the corner.
McKinney drives inside, right hand. Can't get it to fall, but he will draw the foul. It's Trent Dunn picking up his first personal foul as well as the first team foul for Bluefield here. 18:06 to play in the opening half. 2-0 our score. Columbia International leading this one early and make that a 3-point lead now as McKinney will sink the first of his 2 free throws. A 79% shooter from the charity stripe this season. He's 2 for 2 on that trip. Skylar McKinney now with 2 points, and the Rams lead by 4. Dunn works on Oates. Works right hand. Is now going to dish off. That was a somewhat lazy pass there. As Carroll can't hold on to it, and he'll step out of bounds. Once again, it'll be Rams basketball. Columbia International Rams, that is.
And Cade, we talked to Coach Stockman before the game, asked him what he thought some solid keys would be for the Rams coming out victorious here. And he said it's simple. They just need to be able to guard their yard and make Bluefield take contested shots. We see them doing that here early, as Bluefield hasn't been able to score yet. Pressuring the ball, making it very difficult for Bluefield to operate. As we see another turnover there for the Bluefield Rams. So look to see the Rams keep that pressure up this evening.
Jeremiah Jenkins whistled for the travel there as he tried to draw the foul inside the paint. Ross now works his way back right side, and Benton spins in and gets the bucket to fall. Oates defending here in the front court. Dunn works his way up the floor. Now inside of the paint, dishes off to Carroll in the inner circle. Shot deflected there from Spalding, and Benton comes away. 6:45 left to play here in the first half. Benton spins inside, shot from the block, left it short. Brought down by Oates. A one-handed pass over to Stitt. And as he drove towards the basket on the left side, we're going to see Corey Benton whistled for the personal foul. 16:36 left to play here in the first half. 6-0 our score. Columbia International leading Bluefield College. Jenkins standing front court left. 3-point shot off the mark from Braden Shields, as Oates will bring it down for CIU.
And CIU wants to stop Bluefield's quick, fast guards from getting to the paint. So what they're doing on defense is trapping the ball screen with the big, making sure the guard can't turn the corner there.
Jalen Brinson's 3-point shot too strong off the back iron. And Stanley Christian will bring it down for Bluefield. Under 16 minutes to play now here in the first half. They go inside once again to Christian. He's going to be met there by CIU defenders. Double teamed in the corner. Now inside of the paint. Three-pointer from the left arc. Too strong off the back iron. Transition bucket. Attempt there from DeAnthony Heathcock. He's going to leave it short. Deflected out of bounds by Bluefield. Brinson now will dump off to Benton. Benton caught on the left side, now works his way back to the top of the key. Far side Oates, corner Brinson. Looked at the three-pointer, instead circles it back up. 8 seconds on the shot clock as Thomas Woods sinks the three-pointer with single digits on the shot clock. His first points of the game. And the Rams of Columbia International lead 9-0 here. Make that 9-3 as Jenkins responds on the other end with 15 minutes to play.
And Bluefield was having trouble guarding the Rams man-to-man, so they switched to a 2-3 zone, trying to slow down their offense as they forced a missed three-pointer there by Brinson.
Dunn on the other way. Goes up for the shot and is fouled by Woods. That's going to be his first personal foul. And that'll send Trent Dunn, the junior guard from Raleigh, North Carolina, to the charity stripe, a 66% shooter from the free throw line this season. 14:48 left to play here in the first half. 9-3 our score. Columbia International leading it, as Dunn will sink the first of his 2 free throw attempts. New face and new place there for Columbia International as Bryce Causey freshman guard will step onto the floor for CIU, and Oates will step aside. Dunn cuts the lead for Bluefield College down to 4. Now just a 4-point deficit after going 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Brinson drives inside, kicks left corner. 3-point shot is good from Bryce Causey, the freshman guard from High Point, North Carolina. He immediately checks into the game and makes his presence known. But Bluefield College responds on the other end as Stanley Christian with a 3-pointer of his own. He's coming off a 21-point game against Truett McConnell this past Tuesday. Causey looked at the 3 on the far wing. He's going to work his way back now left side. Benton now backs his way inside the paint. Spin move, dump off pass into the paint to Causey. And that's just a veteran pass right there, Jeff. Tremendous court vision by Benton. Spins opposite side, and instead of going up for the short throw near the block, dishes inside of the inner circle.
Yeah, beautiful find by Corey Benton there. He realized when he spun off, he drew 2. So obviously somebody was open, able to find the open teammate underneath for the easy lay.
Christian too strong off the back rim from downtown. 6-point lead here for CIU. Benton now working left side. He's going to be defended by Dunn. Gets one screen there from Heathcock. Defender's able to recover. Now inside to Heathcock on the double team. Gets it to go off the glass. DeAnthony Heathcock with his first points of tonight's game. And Columbia International leads it by 8. Christian now double teamed on the left side. Is able to shake one defender. 3-point shot there from Jenkins off the glass. What a shot there, Jeff. You don't see that too often. A corner 3 from Jeremiah Jenkins gets it to go off the glass.
Yeah, I'm not sure he planned it that way, but I'm sure they'll take it.
Doesn't always go as planned. But nonetheless, the plan was the ball to go in the hoop. And one thing to note there that you might have seen on your screen, Jenkins got caught there in a screen, came away kind of holding his ear. I don't know if the headband might have got hung up on his ear or his ear was bent the wrong way, but you can tell he's kind of in a little bit of pain there on the left side of his head. Nonetheless, he continues to play. 12:05 left to play, and we have a steal. And speaking of Jenkins, he's now headed the opposite direction. But his transition bucket rolls off, and Benton's there for the recovery. Just a 3-point lead now for Columbia International. It has been as large as 8, but Benton's bucket takes it back to 5. 11:49 to go here in the first half. Timeout on the floor taken by Tony Stockman and Columbia International. 11:49 left on our game clock. 18-13 our score. Columbia International leading Bluefield College. We'll be back for more in moments on the CIU Sports Network. $11:49 to play here in the first half. Columbia International leading Bluefield College 18-13 coming out of the timeout. It'll be Bluefield basketball. On the opposite end of the floor is Trent Dunn. Will work his way up. He's going to be defended there by Julio Rodriguez, who's seeing his first game action now for the Rams. And one thing we are seeing, Jeff, is that Tony Stockman is getting fresh legs consistently on the floor, as they do have the roster advantage in this one.
Yeah, for sure, and I think he knows that they're deeper than their Ram counterparts of Bluefield, so you just want to keep rotating fresh bodies in there. Because Coach Stockman, he likes to play a fast-paced game. So if you can't be out there for too long, he's going to get you a sub to make sure that the defense stays vamped up.
Doss from downtown, his first points of the game, and he extends CIU's lead to 6. with 11 minutes to play here in the first half. Can Bluefield respond? They do. Trent Dunn, excuse me, that was a long two. So somewhat of a response there, if you will, from Trent Dunn. He now has 6 points for Bluefield. 21-17 our score. McKinney from 15 feet out off the back iron. Christian there for the board. Dunn works his way left side. He's going to be working against Rodriguez. Dishes it right side now to Jenkins. He stands on the right wing. Pushed off his defender, and he'll draw the offensive foul on that one. Jeremiah Jenkins with his first personal foul. .25 left to play here in the first half. 21-17 our score. Doss flew into the paint at a very high speed, tried dishing it off. Instead, it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Bluefield. So it'll stay CIU basketball underneath their own hoop. And Omega Stitt steps back onto the floor here for Jenkins. 10-17 to play in the first half. Doss stands at the top of the key. Just had a long three-pointer. He's going to throw up another one. That's going to be way off the mark on the right side. Dunn now works left wing on Causey. Top of the key. Three-point shot. Looked at it by Christian. Instead, he drives in and can't get his runner to go. McKinney comes away with it now in transition. Bryce Causey. Off the glass and in for Bryce Causey. The freshman guard for CIU. He is now tied his career high with 5 points.
Yeah, he's been a great spark off the bench for the Rams here tonight, providing great energy as he drives to the paint now, being aggressive.
9:32 to play, a 4-point ball game. Three-point shot from Rodriguez is good. Julio Rodriguez. The three-pointer for CIU. The lead's back to 7. Christian drives inside. Shot won't fall, but he will draw the foul. Causey's going to be whistled for his first personal. New faces and new places here for CIU as Jalen Brinson as well as Darian Oates step back onto the floor for the Rams. Dawson Causey will step aside. .12 to play here in the first half. Christian Bullock gets a screen there, and he'll drive inside off the glass and in for Bluefield. 9 minutes left here in the first half. 26-21 our score. Top of the key is McKinney. Spins his way in the paint. Tries going up with the left hand. Instead, he's going to be whistled for the travel. Trey Jones stepping on here for Shields, excuse me. Yes, that is correct, Braden Shields. He came to the bench, then turned around, but coach said, no, that's you, son. 8:48 to play here in the first half. Trey Jones, the junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, came to Bluefield via transfer from Francis Marion University. Not to be confused with the Minnesota Timberwolves guard, Trey Jones, though. Former Duke Blue Devil there. Foul there as Jones went up for the shot with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left to play here in the first half. And Jones will step to the line shooting 55% on the season. Jones' first shot too strong off the back iron as Corey Benton as well as DeAnthony Heathcock will step back on here for Spalding and Rodriguez for CIU. .27 to play here in the first half, 26-21 our score. McKinney looked at the three from the left wing and said he'll hand right off to Brinson. Now drives right side, kicks it right corner to Oates from three. He got it. Darian Oates from the right corner extends CIU's lead back to 8. That's the largest it's been since it was 8 earlier in the first half. Speaking of 8 minutes to play here in the first half. 29-23 our score. 3-point shot from McKinney. He's going to leave that one short off the front rim. Benton from NBA range, he'll leave that one short as well. And Benton, he's got long range ability, but that might have been just a little too long right there. 7:44 left to play here in the first half. And on the other end of the floor, Benton's whistled for his second personal foul here with 7:45 left to play. McKinney will step aside, and Woods checks in for Columbia International. But, you know, Corey Benton, a guy you don't want to see with 2 fouls, with still right at 8 minutes to play here in the first half.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of foul trouble early, but he's a smart player, and he'll know how to defend wisely without getting another personal foul. But we'll definitely have something we got to keep an eye on for sure.
Travel call on the other end of the floor. That's going to be Christian Bullock for Bluefield, so a turnover there for the Rams. And with 7:31 to play here in the first half, it'll be CIU basketball. Brinson will bring it up the floor for Tony Stockman's squad. They lead by 6. He'll cross the timeline, now work his way right side to Benton. He stands on the left baseline, is going to drive left hand into the paint. Gets the one-handed runner to fall. Short range jumper there from Stitz off the mark, but Benton's there to corral it. Woods nearly lost it there. He tried to save it, but instead gave it away on the other end. 3-point shot looked at from Jones. He'll pull up from 2 steps to his left and get it to fall. Trey Jones, 3 points there, his first buckets of the game. 5-point lead here for Columbia International. 6:30 to play. 31-26 our score. Brinson crosses over, drives in the paint. Nearly had an and one. I thought he did, but the bucket rolls off. He will head to the line to shoot 2 as Rob Littlejohn whistled for the personal foul for Bluefield College. Brinson, the sophomore guard from Orlando, shooting 70% from the charity stripe this season. That one's too strong off the back iron. You can see his frustration there. Jeremiah Jenkins checks in now for Bluefield with 6:26 left to play before halftime. Brinson sinks the second free throw. 1 of 2 on that trip. 32-26 our score. And Brinson nearly poked it away, but Jenkins is able to recover. And he'll cross the timeline. Fast-paced basketball, high energy here inside the Moore Fitness Center. Jones on the other end gets it to fall. He now has 5 points and a long pass there from the Rams. .603 to play here in the first half. 32-28 our score. Doss back into the game for Columbia International. Goes in the paint, McKinney. 3-point shot. Instead, he's going to drive inside. That's Benton. And Christian's there to corral the board. 5:48 left to play here in the first half. Littlejohn with a long 2. He got it. 5:40 to play, and we now have a 2-point ball game as we approach halftime. Columbia International looking for some points here. They've struggled in recent minutes. Benton trying to work left wing. Is going to kick it right side to Oates, who drives left hand. Left wing 3 from Benton. Rims out. As Bullock grabs it down. 5:14 to play here in the first half. Bullock goes coast to coast. He's going to be fouled there by Darian Oates. It's going to be his first personal foul of tonight's game, and that'll send Christian Bullock back to the charity stripe. Freshman from Goldsboro, North Carolina. First free throw, nothing but net there. He has a chance here on this next one to tie things up. 5:10 left to play here in the first half. 32-31 our score, pending this second free throw from Christian Bullock. And make it a tie ball game. We have a timeout taken on the floor by Bluefield College. 5:10 left to play here in the first half. 32-32 our score in this one. Jeff, what an exciting first half we've had so far, especially here now in a tie game.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting game so far. Both teams are attacking the rim and trying to get their teammates open shots. It's been a very high-paced game. Look for the first team that's going to settle the other team down and make the other team make tough shots and make them shoot over them. I feel like that's a team that's going to come out with a big lead here.
Let's go down on the sidelines and check in with our Kendall Smith. Kendall, what are you hearing from courtside?
You know what, Kate? It's kind of similar to how the women's game was a couple of weeks ago. This men's team for CIU, very, very vocal down here on the sideline, but the difference is that Bluefield College isn't really matching up. Only player for Bluefield that's speaking up, that's saying, hey, defense, let's go, is number 15, Volante Carroll. So we'll see how this continues to match up, but very vocal from CIU right now. It seems like they've got a lot of energy.
Thank you, Kendall. 5:10 left to play here in the first half. 32-32 our score, all tied up here in Columbia. Glad to have you with us here on this Thursday evening. And off the glass and in for Corey Benton. He looked to draw the foul there, but instead he gives the Rams back their lead. CIU Rams, I should say. Both of these two teams have the same mascot. In the paint now for Bluefield. That's Willcliff Sonatus, the junior forward from Haiti, getting his first points in this one. .420 left to play here in the first half. Benton gets a screen there from Spalding, kicks it right side to Causey. He's had a career game. The team high, 7 points. Benton with a team high 10 points, but Causey, career high 7 points in this one with 4:12 left to play. 34-34 our score, all tied up here in Columbia. Dawson have the inbounds on the far sideline. Causey will hand off to Benton, now top of the key, Spalding. Tried swinging it. And a little miscommunication there from Columbia International. And Jeff, they might have just set that screen for Doss to come off a little too close to each other.
Just a little bit, yeah, but the CIU Rams, what they need to do here is just settle down a little bit. What they were doing before when they had a much bigger lead was attacking the rim, getting the teammates open shots. Now we're seeing a lot of one-on-one as Causey's there to add to his career high. But the Rams are overthinking right now. They just need to settle down, get each other good shots, penetrate and kick like they were doing before, suck in multiple defenders, and then everybody's life becomes way, way, way easier.
Jones responds on the other end for Bluefield, so we're back tied at 36, but it'll be Rams basketball on the far sideline. Once again, inbounds will go to Causey. The dish off to Benton. He's got a team high 10 points. Pulls up from 3. Make it 13 now on the game for Corey Benton. So he puts Columbia International up by 3 with just over 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Littlejohn with a mid-range jumper off the front rim. McKinley's there to bring down the board. Benton to the corner. Doss from 3. He got it. Brandon Doss from the left corner, 3-point range. And just like that, a tie ball game goes back to a CIU lead by 6. Bluefield has gone cold offensively. That 3 won't go. Doss now in transition. Kicks it back out to Spalding. Doss, pump fake. 3-point shot from the left arc. His shot rimmed out, but Spalding was there on the putback. The big man in the middle, Elijah Spalding, 6'8". He stands tall above everyone else. He's there for the one-handed putback. 2:30 left to play, and Columbia International has caught fire to close out the first half. 44-36 our score. Christian drives in for Bluefield. His shot too strong off the back iron, and a foul there on the rebound on Christian. As Causey went for the board, he's going to be fouled. Stanley Christian whistled for the personal. I believe that's going to be his first. He'll check out of this one as Volante Carroll steps back onto the floor for Bluefield. Little frustration there from Richard Morgan's team. Here with 2:16 left to play before we head to the locker rooms. 44-36 our score, an 8-point game. Inside, Spalding, right block. Strong bucket off the glass there for Elijah Spalding. Spalding's coming off back-to-back double-digit games, both against Kentucky Christian and Tennessee Wesleyan. Once again, Bluefield has fallen cold offensively. Causey in transition. Can he get the bucket? He did, and one. Bryce Causey, the freshman guard, continues his career day with 1:40 left to play here in the first half. 48-36 our score. And Bryce Causey will have a chance at a three-point play. What a play there. And what a game so far by the freshman.
He's playing lights out there, and it gets credit to CIU because they're finding each other. They're being very unselfish right now, playing team ball, not going one-on-one before, and now we see the Rams with a 13-point lead.
Causey has a career-high 9 points here in the first half. Jenkins, once again off the back iron, too strong. Spalding's there to corral it. Transition once again is Causey. Instead, he'll dump to his teammate. It's Ross from three. Can't get it to go. And there will be a foul there on the rebounds. And I believe Bluefield will have a one-and-one opportunity here on the other end of the floor, as Causey was whistled for the personal foul. That's going to be his second personal here. As I mentioned, though, Causey 9 points in today's game, and that's just in the first half. That tops his previous career high of just 5 points. And he set that mark this past Thursday against Tennessee Wesleyan. So pretty good week so far for Bryce Causey. He's at back-to-back career high games. 1:16 left to play here in the first half. Trent Dunn will, in fact, head to the line for Bluefield in a one-and-one opportunity. First free throw is up and good. 49-37 our score now, pending the second free throw here from Dunn. Shooting 66% from the charity stripe this season, the junior from Raleigh. And he makes it 2 for 2 on that trip to the charity stripe. 1:15 left to play here in the first half. 49-38 our score. Columbia International leading Bluefield College. Causey works right side now. Doss. In the inner circle is Spalding. Once again, Spalding having a strong latter half here in the first half. He now has 6 points for CIU. 45 seconds to play. Spalding sends it into the third row, and Causey saves it before going out of bounds. Benton on the other end from three, too strong. McKinley's there for the board. Can't get the putback to fall. What a block there from Spalding on the defensive end of the floor. Shields from three on the right wing for Bluefield. That's going to be off the mark. 22 seconds left to play here in the first half.
And what we see here are the Bluefield Rams trying to keep up and play with CIU. That fast pace is getting them all out of sorts. They're forcing the jumpers. As we see with 7 seconds left, the Rams have the ball.
7 seconds now, make it 4. 3, McKinney, turnaround Jay. No good. And that'll close out the first half of basketball. Our score, Columbia International 51, Bluefield College 38. We'll speak in moments with CIU head coach Tony Stockman to get his thoughts there on that first half. And what a first half it was. A back and forth game early on, continued throughout, and then there late in the second half. We see Columbia International catch fire there. And they're going to take into the locker rooms a 51 to 38 score. We'll head down in moments with Kendall Smith. She's with Coach Stockman. Kendall?
All right, we're down here with Coach Stockman. Coach, Elijah Spalding finishing the half with a bucket and a block. What do you like about his play so far?
Yeah, we were talking to him early on in the game that he needed to pick his energy up, and he finally did, and he played great. We got a good play for him, great execution. That actually was a call by our point guard, Brandon, which was great. Just seeing the game, understanding what we can get. But I think, when Elijah scores, it helps him to play harder on defense. But he had a lot of energy at the end, and we need him to do that in the second half.
What's your message to your team heading into the locker room before y'all come out here for the second half?
We just got to get consecutive stops. That's what we're telling them. We can't give them anything in transition. You got to know who the shooters are and who the drivers are, and then who we can help off of. We locked in at the end, and we just got to continue to do that. So we'll see how we start the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Kendall, and that'll close out our first half coverage. We'll be back in just about 13 minutes for your second half action right here on the CIU Sports Network. But at halftime here in an AAC showdown, Columbia International leads Bluefield College 51 to 38. We'll be back for more in 13 minutes here on the CIU Sports Network. Welcome back for second half action here on the CIU Sports Network. Coming out of halftime, Columbia International leading Bluefield College here in men's basketball action, 51-38 on the scoreboard. Kay Crenshaw, Jeff McElwain with you here in the booth. Kendall Smith down courtside for us here today. And Jeff, let's look back at that first half where Columbia International in a neck-and-neck game for the majority of it, but they caught fire there across the final 4 to 5 minutes. And the biggest difference when you look on the stat sheet, shooting 51% from the field there in the first half, did Tony Stockman's squad versus last Thursday's loss to Tennessee Wesleyan, only shooting 38%. So obviously they found that offensive rhythm.
Yeah, and we see here tonight, CIU Rams are sharing the ball, like I said earlier, trying to get everybody involved, making the extra passes, you know, just doing the little things that don't necessarily show up in the box score. And that's literally been all the difference here today.
Three-pointer there from Benton off the mark.
And even on that play, even though Benton missed the three, Oates had the ball in the middle of the paint, could have shot a floater, turned down the floater for a better shot. As you see, the Rams playing team ball here tonight.
19:23 left to play here in the ball game. 51-38 our score. Right corner three from Shields off the mark. Appeared to have drawn the foul. No referees' whistles are blown. Instead, the Columbia International Rams, I should say, are in transition. Benton in the paint has his right-handed layup deflected and stolen away now from Dunn. He's going to dish off to Stitt, who responds there in transition. Omega Stitt, the junior guard from Charlotte, makes his way onto the scoreboard for the first time in today's game. 11-point lead here for Columbia International. Benton on the right wing with 18:40 to play. He goes inside on the block to McKinney, spins his way in the paint. He's going to be fouled hard there, going up for the shot. So he'll head to the line shooting two, as Braden Shields was whistled for the personal foul. That sends Skylar McKinney to the free throw line, shooting 79% on the season. And after that make, he's now 3 for 3 in today's game. 18:36 left here in the first half, and McKinney stays perfect from the charity stripe here today, going 2 for 2 on that trip and 4 for 4 overall in today's game. 13-point lead here for Columbia International as Bluefield College looking to respond here. Stitt pulls up from three, left it short. McKinney's there for the rebound. McKinney crossover, top of the key, works his way right side. Now Oates in the right corner. Three-point shot from Doss. Off the mark, and Bluefield will bring it down. 18 minutes left to play. Jenkins, defended by Doss. Drives left hand, long two, got it. It seemed as if his body was still moving through the air on that jump shot as he tried driving the paint. And Spalding on the other end. Volante Carroll came in and swatted it. McKinney's there for the tray from outside, but we might, Bluefield College might have gotten away there with a goaltending call.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he was goaltending on that one, but I'm sure the Rams will rather have 3 points than 2 anyway.
Benton, the board falls between his legs. Bluefield's able to recover, and Carroll puts it in the hoop. Volante Carroll, the 6'7" senior from Wendell, North Carolina. Corner three from McKinney. Can he make it back-to-back? He does. Skylar McKinney.
Lethal is what they call him.
Well,
as he models his game after Kobe Bryant.
Lethal leads the AAC in three-point shooting percentage, coming into this game over 45% from downtown. Here's something you don't see every day. The 6'7" Spalding bringing it up the floor, dumps it off to Oates, now in the paint to Benton. Veteran play there by Corey Benton. He was not planning on throwing up the shot. You could tell, but he could see the defense was starting to collapse on him, was probably going to draw contact, flails up a shot, not only draws the foul, but he's going to head to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to sell it a little bit, for sure. But Benton with the veteran play there as he's at the line for 2 as he makes the first one. He's just been showing off his IQ really all year as he does on that play.
Corey Benton now with 14 points in today's game. That is a team high for Columbia International as Jalen Brinson steps on here for CIU and for Spalding.
A team high and a game high as he's the leading scorer across for both teams.
16:30 left to play here in the ball game. 61-44 our score. Columbia International sitting comfortably at this point. But as we saw in the first half, leads can dwindle away, and Jenkins cuts into it there. You look back there in the first half, Jeff, this Columbia International team at 1 point led by as much as 8 points, and then we got to a tie ball game, and Columbia International was able to recover and take a strong lead into the locker rooms. But you don't want to get too comfortable if you're Tony Stopman's squad against Bluefield. The reason Columbia International was able to take such a strong lead into the half was Bluefield just went cold from the field.
Yeah, and I think the key to that was the Rams actually sharing the ball and trying to get other teammates involved. And Bluefield was still trying to go one-on-one, taking guys off the dribble.
On the other end of the floor is Christian. Now with 5 points in today's game is Stanley Christian. The University of Rio Grande transfer. 15:25 left to play. 61-48 our score. 13 points separate these two squads. McKinney from 3. Off the back iron. Oates was there for the offensive board, but as he came down with it, Dunn's able to rip it away for Bluefield. Stitt with a mid-range. Jay gets it to fall. Under 15 minutes to play now. 61-50 our score. Oates works left side, now goes in to Benton, drives left baseline.
Veteran move by Benton, felt the double team coming, spun baseline where he knew there would be nobody there. Strong take to the basket where he's fouled.
Corey Benton will head to the line for 2 free throws, a 79% shooter on the season. First free throw is up and good. Corey Benton now with a team high and game high 16 points thus far in this one. He's going to add one more free throw and make it 17 now. Benton will step aside here as Julio Rodriguez checks into the ball game for Columbia International. 14:40 left to play. 63-50.
Sorry, Kate. For the reminder for the folks at home, the Rams are 8-1 at home, already with a 13-point lead. So just keep that in the back of your minds that the Rams, dating back to last season, only had 1 loss at home. This year, the same exact record. So the Rams are a very tough team to beat, especially here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Another thing to note here, Jeff, is that Bryce Causey, the freshman guard from High Point, North Carolina, is back into the game for Columbia International. What a game he's had off the bench. A career high 12 points in today's game. He's 5 of 5 from the field.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, and that's been a huge key to today's success for the Rams as he gets another rebound and a great outlet pass to Brinson.
In transition off the glass is Jalen Brinson.
Beautiful take by Jalen Brinson. He should have dunked on him, though.
Christian from 3. That's a high arching shot. You could tell that one was short when it left his hand. With just over 14 minutes left to play here in the first half. DeAnthony Heathcock whistled for the personal foul. That's going to be his second personal.
Another thing to note, Cade, is that the way that the Rams play, CIU Rams play, it's very hard to keep up. It's tough to go up and down for 40 minutes straight. It wears into a lot of teams, as you see Bluefield starting to show their fatigue a little bit here as the coach makes more substitutions.
Jeff, you've played under Tony Stopman. You understand this program. What is the conditioning that goes into playing an offense of this style?
Every single practice, every day is a track meet, essentially. You know, you're constantly running, constantly moving around. Nothing stagnant at all. So when you practice like that every single day and you take that to the game, it translates. And oftentimes teams, they don't practice that same way. So when they do come to the games, they just don't have their legs because they just can't handle what it is just running up and down, up and down.
Under 14 minutes left to play now here as Omega Stitt will sink the first of his 2 free throw attempts. Cuts the lead to 14 here as Dunn will step back onto the floor for Bluefield, as well as Doss for Columbia International. Causey will step aside. Stitt rattles out on the second free throw attempt.
And Kate, just so the folks at home could understand exactly how vigorous the conditioning and training is here at CIU, imagine the length of the court, but having to run a 22, essentially, a down and back in 22 seconds. But doing that 20 times after a very tough workout. It's no joke.
Definitely not your average Planet Fitness here at Columbia International. 13:39 left to play here in the first half. They go up top to Heathcock. Looked to be an alley-oop, but he comes down with it, tries putting it back up, too strong off the glass. Other end of the floor is Bullock, and he will indeed get the bucket. Christian Bullock now with 6 points in today's ball game, make that 8. Corner 3 from Rodriguez. Off the back iron. Doss from the other corner. Too strong off the back iron. McKinney once again.
Spin move, goodness gracious. Beautiful move by Skylar McKinney.
Inside for the bucket. Skylar McKinney, the 6'5" sophomore guard from Marion, North Carolina. Stanley Christian there with 7 points. 12:44 left to play here in the ball game. A 12-point lead for Columbia International. Doss to Rodriguez, dribbles left hand inside the paint, kicks it left side to Brinson from 3. Off the back iron.
And even though the CIU Rams are not making their threes at the moment, they're getting open shots every single time down. Teammates passing up a good look for an even better one.
Bluefield thought there might have been an and one there for Dunn. Instead, he cuts the lead to 10. 12-10 left to play here in the ball game. 67-57 our score. Doss drives inside, throws up left hand, left that one short as he spun his way into the paint. Now in transition is Jenkins. Sidesteps his defender. Reverse layup good off the glass.
Beautiful reverse there by Jenkins as he's having an amazing game so far for the Bluefield Rams.
Brinson defended by Dunn. Goes over to McKinney. McKinney nearly had it stolen away there. Brinson's able to recover, and I thought he threw it out of bounds off the leg of Dunn, but instead Dunn's going to be whistled for the pushing foul.
Yeah, the ref got him for the push right before Brinson stepped out of bounds.
Brinson and McKinney will step aside here as we see Oates as well as Thomas Woods back onto the floor. 11:40 left to play here in the first half, or in the ball game, excuse me. 67-59 our score. Rodriguez working on Stitt, gets a screen. Rodriguez from the mid-post.
Just in and out, but he sticks with it and gets it back.
Oh, man, he stepped out of bounds there. After recovering his own rebound, Spalding is going to head to the scorer's table. Elijah Spalding will step back on here for Columbia International and for Heathcock. And like I said, Jeff, earlier on in the second half, Columbia International had a comfortable lead, but you can never be too comfortable, especially in the game of basketball. Their lead, once 15, now down to 8. Doss whistled for the transition foul there on Stitt.
Yeah, in this conference, you can't relax even with a large lead. This Bluefield Rams team is a very well-coached group, and best believe they're definitely not going to stop fighting no matter what the score reflects.
You mentioned the coaching there of Bluefield College. We're talking about Richard Morgan in his 12th year in Virginia, and he has deep Virginia roots. He was first-team All-ACC guard at UVA, and what a career he had there with the Cavaliers. Finished 6th all-time in career scoring with over 1,500 points, and 3rd all-time in career steals with 160. And then he moves over into the coaching ranks, was an assistant at East Carolina, then moved on to HBCU Hampton, and then moved his way up the ladder to Appalachian State before taking the head job at Bluefield College 12 seasons ago. Doss drives in the paint, has it stripped away, now headed the other way is Bluefield. Bullock looks at the three-pointer, instead drives in the paint. Shot won't go. Woods is there to corral it. Benton with the forward pass. Much like a Tom Brady there, 10-34, and it's stolen away. Now headed the other way. Jenkins in transition. Bucket goes, and it is a 6-point game now. The momentum has greatly shifted. You can just feel the energy has been completely taken away from CIU.
It has, and the Bluefield Rams are right back in this game. But if you're CIU, what you want to do here is slow the clock down, get good, easy looks, just like that to Spalding at the rim. Try to eat into this clock a little bit. Work into the legs of Bluefield Rams. I believe they've only been subbing about 2 or 3 people in the game outside of the starting 5, so they only have 8-man rotation. So you know their stamina eventually is going to become a factor.
Hard rebound there from Thomas Woods with 9:45 left to play in an 8-point game, and Benton's dribble stolen away by Stitt. Spalding on the other end can't deflect it as Stitt will get it to fall.
Great hustle back, trying to prevent the layup from Elijah Spalding.
Oates works his way right to left. Benton drives in the paint, right hand, good off the glass. 9:10 to go here. Timeout taken on the floor, and it will be a full timeout from Bluefield College. 71-63, our score. Columbia International leading Bluefield. We'll be back in moments with 9 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in the ball game, with Columbia International leading by 8. We'll be back in moments on the CIU Sports Network. Back here on the CIU Sports Network, 9:07 left to play here in the ball game in AAC men's basketball action. Columbia International leading Bluefield College 71-63. Kay Crenshaw, Jeff McElwain, Kendall Smith here with you. Jeff, coming out of that timeout, what did you hear there from Bluefield head coach Richard Morgan?
The coach basically saying that, hey guys, we're taking too many bad shots right now. We're right back in the game. So they're setting a double static screen, trying to set up Jeremiah Jenkins possibly on a jump shot, but CIU thwarted that play right there. But it was supposed to be a double screen, and Jenkins coming off around the elbow area shooting that elbow jumper, because he's been hot all night. I don't think he's missed a jumper from the elbow yet.
Oates in transition, and Columbia International's back in business. 8:34 left to play. They lead by 10. Dunn now in transition for Bluefield, goes 1v1 on Spalding, and the 6'7" center wins that battle. Doss on the other end. Strong pass to Thomas Woods. He's able to save it. I tell you, if Woods wasn't 6'5", that one might have landed in the third row.
Yeah, 6'5" with the 35-inch vertical might have went out of bounds.
Corey Benton will draw the foul there inside. As Jeremiah Jenkins going to be whistled for the foul there, and that's going to send Benton to the charity stripe, shooting 79% this season. He's 4 for 4 in today's game, and you can make that 5 for 5. Now with 20 points. Last time these two teams faced off, he had a team-high 26. 8:06 left to play. As Benton stays perfect from the cherry stripe here today, 6 of 6 overall. (75-63) our score.
And Corey Benton inching closer and closer to his points per game as he is first in the AAC and averages just a little over 25 points.
Benton got stuck at the elbow, dishes to Spalding, and as he tried to drive baseline, he loses his handle on it. And he's going to be frustrated about that one. 12 points. Go ahead.
He's a great shooter. Look for them to run that same play next time. Let's keep him in the corner so he can shoot it.
Spalding standing 6'8", the senior forward from Lynchburg, Virginia. Woods defends there in the left corner. Now driving inside is Jones.
Double blocked by Spalding, but the ball will stay here with Bluefield. 10 on the shot clock.
Spalding will step aside here as DeAnthony Heathcock steps back onto the floor. 7:19 left to play here in the ball game. 75-63 our score. As Jeff mentioned, there are 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Bluefield. Jenkins takes the inbounds, now 6 on the shot clock. Jenkins just saw the shot clock. He's going to keep it himself and drive inside. Gets the bucket to fall off the glass. Jeremiah Jenkins, great floor vision there. He sees the time's ticking down, doesn't take the time to find an open defender, just takes control and drives it into the paint.
Yeah, caught the CIU Rams off guard there, able to take advantage of the lax defense.
6:51 left to play here in the ball game as Rob Littlejohn is going to drive left hand up and in off the glass. And Jeremiah Jenkins looks to appear to be overall okay, just caught a slight cramp there.
And that feeds into what we were saying earlier, Cade. This condition of the CIU Rams, it really separates them from a lot of other teams. We've got over 6.5 minutes to go here in the second half, and Bluefield's players are already cramping up.
75-67 our score the last time these two teams met. Columbia International got the win, 90-77. McKinney underneath the basket with the bucket.
Great play there by Skylar McKinney to read the defense. The defender jumped high, so he went low on the cut, easily to find a hole in the zone and finish with the scoop and score.
Heathcock tried bringing down the rebound. Instead, he can't hold on to it, and it's going to drop out of bounds. 77-67 our score. A 10-point lead here for Columbia International with 6:10 left to play. Long inbounds pass there to Rob Littlejohn. Excuse me, Trey Jones. He'll kick it to Littlejohn on the left wing. And they're going to go inside to Christian, defended there by Heathcock. And Christian goes in and around on the reversal. And that's a senior versus freshman matchup there. As Christian got the win with the veteran experience.
Yeah, and whenever Stanley Christian gets the ball on the block, the CIU Rams are going to have to send two at him. He's just too big and strong in there for any of the Rams' bigs, unfortunately.
Brinson tried dumping off to Benton on the right corner, but Stitt will poke it out of bounds. 5:37 left to play here in the first half. Inbounds will go to Bryce Causey. And once again, he tries handoff once again to Benton, but Stitt's there to knock it loose. Delonte Carroll checks in for Christian here in Bluefield. And I got to say, Jeff, you know, Omega Stitt, a 6'2 junior guard, he has stuck with Benton all game long. Played great defense. Now, while Benton, he's going to score. He's just that good of a player. But Stitt has been there in his face all night long as he's whistled there for the foul. Might have been a little too close there, but Omega Stitt, nonetheless, great defensive presence here tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely, 100%. With guys like Benton, you know they're going to get to the line. You know they're going to be able to knock down shots. But the biggest thing is just staying after them, letting them know in the back of their head that you're right there with them. And he's been doing a good job of that so far tonight.
5:33 left to play here in the first half. Benton, nothing but net there on the first free throw. Second, just the same.
Now, mind you, Corey Benton's got 22 points so far in the game. So obviously he's doing a great job of getting his own and scoring as well. That's just a testament to how good of a player he is. Mind you, his career high in his career at CIU and the CIU point record, he put up about 2 months ago with 48 points.
48-point performance, like Jeff mentioned, back on December the 2nd against Truett McConnell. Brinson's dribble stolen away, now headed the opposite way is Bluefield. As Jones puts up a bucket and is going to draw the foul with just over 5 minutes left to play.
You know, Cade, one thing I've noticed tonight is that the Rams haven't really given up too many fast break points. You see every single time there's a leak out for Bluefield, CIU has at least 2 or 3 guys back ready to defend. It's got to be very pleasing to see if you're on the CIU coaching staff.
5 minutes, 1 second left here in the ball game. 79-70. Our score, Columbia International leading Bluefield College. Second free throw off the mark there from Stitt. And Corey Benton will bring it down. Benton now with 7 rebounds as McKinney gets the runner to go. You know, Corey Benton, 23 points, now 7 rebounds. Just 3 rebounds away from a double-double. Looking at his season, obviously a great season from Corey Benton. Set the single-game scoring record for Columbia International with a 48-point performance against Truett McConnell. He scored in double digits in every game so far this season, but only had 1 double-double in 14 games. So you look right there, Corey Benton, another rebound. He's got 8. He's only 2 away from just his second double-double this season.
Yeah, he's definitely a great rebounding guard, as McKinney's fouled on a 3-point shot there. But Benton, he's tough to box out. He stays active at all times on the offensive and defensive end, just staying active, and that's definitely paid off for him as he averages, I believe, close to 7 rebounds a game.
You're correct, and that's going to be 4th best in the AAC.
Mind you, that's at the guard position.
McKinney, first free throw up and good. He's going to have 3 on this attempt, I do believe. Yes, that is correct, and fouled from downtown. 4:12 left to play in a 12-point ball game. And you can make that 13-point lead now for Columbia International as Skylar McKinney, a 79% shooter on the season for CIU, sinks first of 2 free throws. Spalding and Doss both back onto the floor here for Columbia International. Your 5 CIU Rams onto the floor are Benton, Doss, Spalding, McKinney, and Bryce Causey. Too strong off the back iron. McKinney's there for the offensive rebound. Doss works left wing. 4 minutes to play. Goes left side to McKinney. Drives in. Gets the shot to go from the elbow, but he's going to be whistled for pushing off there. Skylar McKinney going to be whistled for his second personal foul there. 83-70 our score, 13-point lead for Columbia International over Bluefield College.
Cade, for the folks at home wondering how this CIU team is so solid and why they win so much, is that they average 90 points per game, which means they get up and down and run. And they average the second fewest turnovers per game in the whole conference at 13.1. So as you can see, they take care of the ball, and they know how to put the ball in the basket, as we see that 3 there by Doss. This is just a tough team to put away, Cade. What do you think?
You're absolutely right, Jeff. You can never count out a Tony Stockman coach squad. You're talking about a championship coach. And as you can see here, he is building a championship contending program here in Columbia. 3:07 left to play here in the ball game. 86-74 our score. And pending a drastic change, we are going to see the Rams meet their season scoring average of 90 points a game.
For sure, and back to Coach Stockman and his coaching. Over the past few years, when Coach Stockman first got here, you can see the Rams had their first positive winning season, winning 18 games. And then last year's team, we won the region back-to-back and had a 20-win season. You see this Rams team this season is on pace to do that and then some.
2:50 left to play as Dunn picks up the ball. Might have got away with a slight double dribble there. Instead, they're going to go in the paint to Christian. He's going to be defended by Spalding. Senior on senior there. Spin move inside from Christian. And he'll draw the foul. Skylar McKinney whistled for the personal there. 2:37 left to play here in the ballgame. 86-74 our score as we begin to wind this one down. Looking ahead, Bluefield College will be on the road at Montreat this coming Saturday at 4 p.m. And as for the Rams, well, they only have 5 games left in the regular season. Have had a slew of games canceled and postponed due to COVID-19 protocols and issues surrounding contract tracing. But nonetheless, this Saturday they will be on the road at Union College. They'll head over to Kentucky at 4 p.m. before continuing their road trip on Tuesday at Point at 7 p.m. before coming back home next Saturday against Milligan on a Valentine's Day Eve showdown. Christian, good from the free throw line there. 86-75 our score now. An 11-point lead for Columbia International. Inbounds will go to Oates. It's going to be Oates, Doss, Benton, Spalding, and McKinney on the floor for Columbia International. Dish off to Spalding. He put that one off the glass, and I tell you, Jeff, I have to be honest. I'm a little disappointed he didn't slam that one home.
Yeah, he's definitely got the vertical to do so. Wants to be safe there. Slap the glass with 2 hands. Get the surefire 2 points.
2:16 left to play. Jenkins works left hand. He's going to be stopped on the block extended. Now from the charity stripe is Christian. Gets the shot to fall, and timeout taken by head coach Richard Morgan of Bluefield College. 2:06 left to play.
Now, Kate, I will tell you this. CIU Rams, they're positioned in second place, I believe, in the AAC standings. So a win here tonight would put them in great position to hopefully take over first place soon. But for me, one of the big surprises this year is that Union College, typically a perennial powerhouse in the AAC, who typically wins the conference, their record is about 6-8 this year. They lost the other night to Tennessee Wesleyan, a team that CIU just lost to a couple days ago on a 3-point buzzer beater.
You are correct there, Jeff. Looking at the AAC standings, Columbia International right now sitting in second place, trailing Point. But you really look at the standings, and obviously in a COVID-filled year, as unfortunate as it is, the standings do not reflect the true season, as Columbia International have played 4 less games than Point coming into tonight. So obviously there's going to be a differential there, but nonetheless, Columbia International and Tony Stockman has positioned themselves well for the AAC tournament coming up in just a few weeks.
Yeah, and there's no secret there, Kay, that this CIU Rams team is definitely one of the best in this conference. And their only home loss actually this year came to Point, I believe, in overtime. So don't be surprised there if we see the Rams overtake them sometime soon.
They'll look to avenge that loss coming up on Tuesday as they'll travel to Point at 7 p.m. 2 minutes left on the game clock here as we enter the 2-minute warning. 88-77 our score. Columbia International leading by 11. Now it's a simple game of keep away for Columbia International, trying to eat a little bit of clock. Doss throws out a pass there. Nobody was really there, but Benton's able to recover it. And he's going to have his dribble poked away from behind with 1:38 left on the game clock. Dunn dumps off to Christian. He'll pull up from 3. It rims out. He can't get the lucky roll. And for the first time this game, I will say, Columbia International playing a slower version of basketball.
Yeah, definitely want to milk the clock a little bit as you see the Bluefield Rams players starting to hang their heads a little bit as they're realizing that they're running out of time.
Skylar McKinney fouled there on the drive. He'll head to the free throw line as Braden Shields whistled for the personal foul. Skylar McKinney, a 79% shooter on the season.
as McKinney was showing off his handle there with a series of crossovers back-to-back to get to the rim for the foul.
He's got 18, now make it 19 points in today's game. Omega Stitt will step onto the floor here for Bluefield as Trent Dunn will step aside. Two for two there on that trip for McKinley on the free throw line. He's standing at 8 of 9 in today's game. And it's going to be headed the other way as Jenkins was whistled for the offensive push. 90-77 our score. Still with a minute left, and that was the score the last time these two teams met when CIU came away with the win. Jeff, if you're Tony Stoutman looking at this win as Spalding puts it in off the glass, what do you take away from a win like this where really you controlled it from the very start? Columbia International never trailing in this one.
Oh, beautiful block there by Spalding as he pins it on the glass. But basically, you tell your team you're proud of how they played. They've definitely played hard. They were the better team on both ends of the floor tonight, and that's all that matters, especially on the defensive end. They got stops when they had to and made life for Bluefield very difficult as Spalding gets another block. And a frustration foul there by Jenkins. That'll send McKinney to the line.
High energy here inside the Moore Fitness Center. With 42 seconds left to play, 92-77 our score, and that's going to send McKinney back to the line. Now 21 points on the day for McKinney with 42 seconds left to play. Here coming up shortly in our postgame wrap-up, we'll hear from Coach Tony Stoutman about his team's win. McKinney has now tied Corey Benton, or excuse me, he is still 1 point short. 23 points for Benton today, McKinney with 22. Three-pointers left short there. But an offensive board from Bullock. Jenkins from the left corner, too strong off the glass. Doss comes away with it. Shot clock turned off with 22 seconds left to play, and that will round us out. 15, now 14 seconds on the clock as Columbia International wraps this one up. They never trailed, and they will get the win and improve to 11-4 on the regular season and 10-4 in AAC play. Final score, Columbia International 94, Bluefield College 77. We'll be back in moments as our Kendall Smith will sit down with head coach Tony Stoutman of Columbia International following this win. We'll be back in moments on the CIU Sports Network. Back here on the CIU postgame show on the CIU Sports Network. Tate Crenshaw here with you on this Thursday evening, 94-77. Our score here today, Columbia International getting the win over Bluefield College. Look at your points leaders here today. Corey Benton, a team high, 23 points. Skylar McKinney, a close second there with 22 of his own. We'll head down to courtside as our Kendall Smith is with head coach Stoutman.
All right, Coach, Bryce Causey with a season high, career high, 12 points coming off the bench. What are your thoughts on your freshman's play from tonight's game?
I mean, he played great. I think that all that was in the first half. A couple dumb fouls, got him in foul trouble, so he didn't get a chance to play as much as he probably should. But that's what we thought Bryce could do when he got here. We were really excited about him, and I think he's playing with confidence. It takes a little bit as freshman. I thought he played with confidence tonight. I think he knows we believe in him, and he did great.
speaking of confidence, taking the momentum from tonight's win, how do you plan to implement that into Saturday's game at Union College?
Yeah, it's just like, we want to do what we want to do. As we tell them about how we defend and being on the same page and talking to each other and bringing energy. And when we do that, you can see it in the games. At times when we do it, we're playing really well. And then it kind of gets down a little bit. We got to bring it back up. Basketball is a game of runs, and who can sustain them, who can stop them.
All right, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Cade.
Thank you, Kendall. And that wraps it up here for us today from the Moore Fitness Center in Columbia, South Carolina. Final score, Columbia International 94, Bluefield College 77. Thank you all for joining us here on this Thursday evening. We wish you a safe and well weekend and enjoy the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. For Kendall Smith, Jeff McElwain, and everyone here on the CIU Sports Network, I'm Cade Crenshall. Thank you all for listening. Have a good night, and as always, remember to smile.